Good evening. It's a special Friday edition of the Wall Street Weekly Wrap Up, April 5th, 2024, with your host, John Newquist. I got some stuff done, so I had some time to work on it, and I had a good week. It was down at the beginning, but it was good at the end. Stood out with Tesla. Oh my God. Sales in the first quarter down 8.5%. That's one of the first quarters I've seen Tesla lose sales compared to a year before. And then they're talking about getting out of the low inexpensive China market, which Elon Musk accused Reuters of lying, but I don't think Reuters would have made it up. So um, maybe the fascination is not with the electric vehicles. And you can see Tesla is going down. One price target from one of the agencies looked at 115. I'm thinking 100, but we'll see. Toyota, on the other hand, big hybrids, lots of money into hybrids, and they knew it was going to sell. Up 20%. Wow, that's an incredible versus a year ago. Up 20%. So that's about as good as you can get for autos. Of course, Toyota stock is going up toward the highs. It came down a little bit, but electric vehicles, 30%, they're doing good. 200,000 electric vehicles in North America. So, there are, or total sales. But man, that's a lot of cars. And the hybrids, everybody wants them. Ford selling it. Everybody wants some kind of hybrid cars. Great gas mileage, good, no charging station. Everything's positive. And we look at the averages, down a little bit. Remember, we were up at 10% at the end of the quarter, so, about 1% down. The NASDAQ 100, first time below the 50-day average in 5 months. So it's a sign. Everybody wouldn't mind probably a small correction of 10% because it, gets the froth out of the market. The people who are going to be in long time will stay and everything else. It gets crazy if once you get above 20% loss and stuff. But S&P dividend yields near the low. That tells you the market's high. 1.35% is what we're running. It's down as low as 1999, 1.2%, which is high. Remember, it didn't peak until 20,000 market, the 2000 market. And so always an interesting number. When it gets high into threes, like in the 1990s and the 2008s, that's a good time to buy the market. So you can either grow into the earnings and they go up because the earnings are so good, or we have a price correction, which then makes up for a lot of it. So it is high. And our indicators, two-year notes up 0.473. Crude, $86. Ever getting so closer to 90. Gas futures still low, below $2. And gold, $23.45. Got gold? Yeah, we bought a lot at 1600, 1700. So it's nice. And, you don't have to buy much. You can just buy an ounce, half ounce, quarter ounce, whatever you want every so often. It should be like about 5% of the total portfolio. Not like 100%, not like 10%, but a small percentage. Copper is still above 4. That's really good. So copper miners are going good. Is the market expensive? Again, I'm going to show you a couple numbers because if you look at like the trailing PE, 60% above the average, so when you look at every kind of metric other than the one that's ERP, don't worry about that number because nobody else uses it. But Schiller Price Index, everything's high. And so, everybody's waiting for a correction. What it could also do is go flat for 2 years until the earnings catch up too. A lot of different scenarios that I've seen over the time. Humana, boy, I tell you, United Health and Humana, boy, the government's Medicaid and Medicare systems lower the payments. Not as much of an increase as they thought they were going to get. And of course, it gapped down, and you can see it right down here at the bottom. It dropped below the trend line, and not good. And of course, a lot of people were vested in these healthcare companies, and it's just not going good. We're out of those. We never kind of been into them in the first place. Jobs report, what is this, like 3 straight years of below 4% unemployment, $300,000 jobs. Most of them, they said, were part-time jobs. I've been hearing that number versus full-time. And apparently a lot of the immigrants are getting the service jobs and the low wage jobs, and all of a sudden, they're coming onto the payroll. So it's good because they're going to pay taxes and everything else. But everybody's watching this number. This is a number they're looking at. Earnings were up 4.4. It's slowly going down. So as the earning increases, go through and get a little bit lower, that means the businesses now don't have to pay a high premium, and that's good for a lot of the businesses. Not maybe so good for the employee, but good for the businesses. And energy, Conoco we own, Exxon we own, brand new highs. $481 million capitalization for Exxon, all-time high. I mean, look at this bowl. This is your cup right here. Here's your handle. Pretty nice. And is oil going to 90? A lot of people think so. If I had to put money on it, I said go down to 90 before it hits 70. So pretty simple. $90 oil. Remember, they're going to make a lot of money. And it's going to be a short report because I'm just going to look at the heat map for this day only. Usually I do the year to date, but I just wanted to show you how broad the market rallied today. You got your techs, Microsoft, Nvidia, Google, Meta, Amazon. We're on Amazon, all-time high. And then, we have other ones. The energy sector was good. All the other ones, financials were good. JP Morgan, everything else. Only big red ones are GE, Vernova, which is a spinoff, and then Tesla and Intel. And Intel's getting beaten up because of, just not making the fabs as good as they can. We had it for a little while. We made a little money and got out of it real quick when I started seeing some of the negative news. Like they didn't sell any of the competitors of the Grace Hopper chips for Nvidia. So a lot of good spread. Look at this. I mean, when you get into the Abbotts and the Medtronics and stuff, the biotech's pretty good also. Merck, you can see, is our stock is good, but very good. I mean, real estate a little bit up, but utility still down sector. And of course, Nextera we own way down here at knee. So good broad base rally, and that's what we want to see. That's strength, not just this sector right over here taking the market. So we'll see you next week. Short week. Earnings will start to come out pretty fast in the middle of April, and that'll be chaos because remember we'll have 2 weeks of everybody reporting. So I'll see you next week. Have a good week. Stay warm. Bye.